Shalom, Yahweh Bashem El Shai, Brakatham. Give it up honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, my spiritual fathers who taught me all I know. I'm going to jump straight into it. So I'm going to entitle this video, Character Building, the Molding Process. This is First Peter chapter 5, verse 6. The point is in verse 10, but I'm going to try to read through it quickly. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of the Most High, that he may exalt you in due time. So the Most High is going to bring certain things upon you in order to humble you. This is a lesson. There's a lesson that he wants you to learn for a reason. Why? Because you're not perfect. If you was perfect, you wouldn't need to be humbled. You wouldn't need to go through things. The Lord is putting you under scrutiny, right? So you need the humility to undergo and trust the process and apply what you've been teaching, right? So that he may exalt you in due time. Okay. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. That takes faith. That takes faith, especially when pressure is applied, when you're going through that fiery trial, to cast all your care upon the Lord. As I said before in my previous videos, this is not doing the right thing to a man who hasn't been completely absorbed by this truth, who hasn't been fully immersed by this Holy Spirit, by who's truly showing the fruits of the Spirit. He does not trust the Lord, so he therefore he succumbs to base, beggarly behaviors that you would expect from a two-third one are people in the world that are completely lost. They're all into that wicked world, right? So it says, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. So you have to have faith that the Lord is going to take care of you and that he will exalt you in due time. Okay. So it says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. The word vigilant means to take heed. So you have to take heed that spirits are clearly in the works, the Most High, because you might, when a man in the truth does you wrong, you might turn around and say, oh, he's a nigger for doing that. He's the devil. He's this. You know, you often hear that within the circumcision when there's a scuffle between brothers. Oh, he's the devil. He's this. He's the N-word. All that. And that actually might not be the case. Is that the Most High has put an evil spirit upon that man to test you, to see how you're going to conduct yourself. And I've said that for years. Even when I was in GMS, I said that to brothers many a time. It says, it's not so that that brother might actually be a demon, that the Most High has put a spirit upon him, right, to test you. Because when I said Satan walketh about as a roaring lion, the Most High can put demons upon a man to afflict another man, just to see how that other man is going to conduct himself. But if that man lacks the humility, he's going to he doesn't want to accept the fact that the Most High is trying to humble him. He doesn't want to accept that. Why? Because, again, this was because of the result of an extremely prideful individual, and he winds up not wanting to suffer the humiliation, right? And not want to what they say, humble yourselves under the mighty hand of the Most High, putting all your trust in his word, right? And exercising the things that he's been teaching. Why? Because he's an extremely prideful individual and he does not want to be humbled. So he's therefore going to lash out and be emotional, do things that he most likely was doing in the world, because that's what he's familiar with. And he's usually a guy like that. And sometimes a man might do bad things like that, and then he's aware that Satan is working, but he doesn't care. And you see, these things, that's the thing why the Most High does these things, to try out a man, to see who's who. Okay, these trials, these things that we go through, right, is there to separate the elect from the two-thirds. All right. But anyway, let me read on. So it says, so we've read that about the devil as a roaring lion walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Certain brothers, even sisters within the circumcision, within this whole belief system, get devoured. We fall. We slip off that narrow path, right? Whom resist steadfast in the faith. So you need faith in order to resist um your emotions, vengeance, spite, all these evil things that come from within us, all these demons on us. In order to resist that, you need faith. You need to put all your trust in the Lord and what His word says and His blueprint, and really trying to embody what the scriptures say: integrity, honor. So it says, right? So then the word steadfast means firm or solid, right? Whom resist steadfast in the faith. So you need to be firm. You need to be solid, right? The word steadfast literally means firm, solid. So you have to be like a rock. As it says, we're lively stones. A stone, Satan can't penetrate that. Okay? Something about the scriptures talk about the fiery darts of the wicked. What's a fiery dart going to do to a stone? A stone don't show emotions. A stone is stoic. Okay? And that's what a lot of men, even within the circumcision, who claim to know better, they lack stoicism. They lack the ability to be as a stone, to not show emotion. Okay? To be solid. So it says, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world, but the God or the Most High of all grace, who have called us unto His eternal glory by Hamashiach Yahushua, after that ye have suffered a while, is the point, after that ye have suffered a while, because that whole humiliation process is to do with suffering, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you. So when you've been brought through this fiery process, this humiliation process, is there to make you perfect, to establish, to strengthen, to settle you. And the word settle means to make stable, to lay a foundation, okay? Right? To stabilize you within the faith, right? So the Lord, what He's going to do is He's going to show you parts about yourself that you didn't even know that was really in you. You didn't realize that it was in you to stoop that low or to do something like that. And then most likely it's going to take another man to bring that out of you and to actually put that in your face so you can see what you look like. Is almost is equivalent to playing back a voice recording and actually seeing and saying, well, I actually did that. Right? So and that usually that shocking, that point of shock usually comes when that demon has come off of you, and now you look back at it and you said, wow, I shouldn't have done that, you know. But because you allowed the devil to get the better of you, you was weak. So the Most High is showing parts about you, parts about your vessel that need improving. Okay, so that's the whole molding process. We're being molded into the stature of man the Lord wants us to be. So some other men have more problems than others. Certain other brothers that do get tested and go through that sufferation, that trial, you're in for a greater shock than other men, right? But the Lord, He's not going to give you something that you can't handle. But let me get this: the word suffer in etymology online, which means root meaning. The word suffer means be made to undergo, endure, be subjected to. So you're being subjected to a trial. Certain men don't want to humble themselves and do what's right, but because they lack control over their spirit. The scripture says, a man that has no rule over his spirit is like a city without walls. A man that has no rule over his spirit usually is because he has an extreme level of pride. He does not want to be subjected to that, and he'd rather fight and lash out rather than undergo that whooping process. So it says, pain, be subjected to pain, death, punishment. So pain. So you're going to have to go through pain. Okay? The Lord's going to make you go through pain. and then not just physical pain. Okay, death, the death of a loved one, the death of a loved one within the truth, the death of a brother within the circumcision. You might have to undergo that. How are you going to conduct yourself, right? Or the death of your enemy, the death of your op. A man within the truth, you probably heard he got hit by a bus. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna say, "Oh, see, he, the Most High brought judgment on him," or are you gonna go to his funeral, man? Or if he winds up in hospital, you heard your enemy went to hospital. Are you gonna go and visit him, or are you gonna make a video with the intent of trying to go viral, celebrating the fact that the Most High passed judgment on him? The scriptures talk about you're not meant to rejoice when you see the fall of your enemy. At least the Lord turn that cursing into his blessing. The Lord can switch it up like that. So how are you going to conduct yourself when you've been subjected to witnessing or hearing the death of your op? So it says punishment. Okay, so how are you going to conduct yourself when you're being punished? Are you going to take that with grace, or are you going to backbite? You're going to try and, if you've been caught out in the act, how are you going to conduct yourself? Are you going to take it gracefully? All right. Or for example, if you've been suspended, right? For example, when I was in GMS, I was suspended, right? I was suspended and I took it gracefully. There were certain men telling me, "Oh, they shouldn't have done that to you." Or they were saying, "Oh, that 6 month or that 5 month period where I was suspended, that could have been the end of me. I could have fell out or got weak. Or if another brother went through that, he most likely would have fallen back into the world." But my thing was, I accepted the fact that I was off. According to the rules and regulations of GMS, I understood that I was off. So how are you going to accept that punishment, right? Or are you going to get in your feelings and then make a video cursing the elder apostles for having done punished you? So it says grief, right? Because there's a grief when you see brothers fighting. Are you going to jump? You see brothers in the truth fighting amongst one another. Are you going to jump on that bandwagon, right? When you didn't even witness anything, you probably heard about what happened and you quick to make a video. Half of what you're bringing out is incorrect or biased or blown out of proportion. You're making a video about something that you never witnessed. How are you going to handle the grief of a brother falling off or being kicked out of the camp? Injury, humiliation. How are you going to handle humiliation? All these things is you're going to go through these things. That's what it says in the verse 10, middle of verse 10, 1 Peter chapter 5, in the middle of verse 10. After that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you. Right? Settle, right. That all goes back to, having discipline, self-control, having a sound mind, being stoic under pressure. But anyway, that's over time with that. I say shalom.